So, you know, if you feel a little bit out of balance, I'm sure you'd like to have some tips on time management, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing I want to go over is what's called the income converter. And I'd like you to go into the back of your book and tear this page out called the income converter. Okay, and it says, what page is it again?
E38.
Yeah, make sure it is before you tear it out. It should look like this, and it should say income converter.
Yes.
So tear it out, and I'm going to get you to put some numbers in. And then I actually have a way for you to use an Excel version of this from our website. I'll show you that. So not yet, but in a minute I'm going to get everyone to take out their phones. And I'm going to show you how to use the income converter that we created recently. But this page will explain it. Sounds good? And the idea of the income converter, if you don't read ahead, probably just pay attention to me, it'll make it easier for you. And when you go to tear it out quick, and right at the corner at the top, go zzz. Otherwise your spine will, for some reason on these coils, they kind of act up. So what I want you to do is I'm going to get you to put the exact same numbers that I say in here, so that after I give you all the numbers, we can explain how it works, and then we'll show you how you use the digital version for your own personal income. So for now, on the top line, put my income goal for the next 12 months, put $100,000 please. Do that right now. And I'm going to say some numbers really fast, so please keep up with me. Fair enough, gang? Mm-hmm. So this is just based on 100,000. We're going to use the average commission per transaction at $5,000 for now. And in order to achieve my goal, you have to close 20. You have to do what?
20.
Put-
Cha-ching.
Thank you.
Cha-ching.
Number 4, number of listings required to close. To hit my goal, put 15, because listings are the name of the game. Top producer ratio is 75% listings sold, 25% sales. That's what you need to do as a top producer. 5, number of sales required to close.
Cha-ching.
To hit your goal, 5. Okay? Average percentage of listings taken by you, so you can change that word from office to you if you want. So average number of listings taken by you that close,
Cha-ching.
put 90% in that category. Average percentage of sales written by you that close,
Cha-ching.
put 90%. 90% is based on you following my training. Obviously, if you take all overpriced listings, you're not following the training, you're not going to be able to say you get 90% closing ratio, cha-ching, you're going to have 0%. Okay, so it's all based on doing everything the way we teach. 8, number of sales contracts needed to write is 6. That's dividing line 5 by 7. 9, number of new listings needed is 16. So to get 15 listings sold, you need probably get 16 listings. Some people may change their mind. You won't get many expireds if you follow the training. All right. 10, appointments needed to obtain 1 listing, put 3. 11, number of contacts needed to obtain 1 appointment, put 25. That number, if you're good, will reduce and will help you to have to talk to less people per day. It's not about how many people you're talking to, it's how you're talking to them. You know, when you're talking to somebody, if you're answering questions, you're not going to get anywhere, yes? I mean, no. But if you're using the prospecting track and you close cha-ching for the appointment, you can talk to less people because you're closing, right? What number am I on?
12.
12, number of listing appointments needed annually. It's only 48 for $100,000. You can see it's multiplying line 9 by line 10. 13, number of listing appointments needed per month. It's only 4. 14, number of listing appointments needed per week. It's only 1. Get this, if you follow the training to the best of your ability, which means at least close to doing it right, you only need to go on 1 listing appointment a week to make $100,000 a year. I mean, how much time do you really have to put in a week if you just have to go on 1 appointment?
2 hours.
2 hours.
You know,
Yeah.
2-3 hours tops.
Yeah.
Preparation, 4 hours. Paying for marketing or prospecting, another hour or 2. You're talking like 6 hours work tops a week to make $100,000. That's if you do it what? Right. If you do it wrong, nobody can make $100,000 at all, no matter how many hours they put into it. So 15, number of contacts per week to reach my listing goal, you need to contact about 25 people if you're new. If you've been in the training and you're committed to always offering to meet people, no matter if they want to buy or sell now or later, that number could be reduced to 10. And when I show you the digital version, you're going to see how much of a difference that makes. But right now, if we take the number of contacts needed per day, that's dividing line 15 by 5 working days, you only have to talk to 5 people a day to make how much?
100,000.
So beside the 100 grand, now if any of you have not made 100 grand yet, this is your sheet. Don't want you to put less. I want you to focus on making 100,000. It's a numbers game. So in 2023, or the next 12 months almost, if you focus to talking to 5 people a day, 5 days a week, you won't just make 100 grand, you'll probably make more. You'll probably make 130, 150. So it's how many people a day?
5.
How many days a week?
5.
5, that's it. Now, what I'll get you to do is go to your phone, take it out, you won't get charged. Take it out and go to our website right now, go into Student Resources, and click on the Sales Income Converter in the PDFs, but it is in Excel, but don't worry about that. And then show it to me on your phone, once you have it, okay? Show it to me right now. So what do you do again? Go to Dwayne Groom Seminars, go to what? Student Resources, yes? And you got it. And turn it sideways, I want to see if it gets bigger. Just turn your phone sideways. It should do it automatic.
No, I have my screen turned off.
And there, it's a little easier for you to use if you turn it sideways. Maybe not. I mean, you decide. So once you have it, show me. PDFs. Sales Income Converter. Download it on your phone. Again, as soon as you have it, show me. Okay. And then turn your phone sideways, it'll probably get bigger for you. And so you got it? You got it? Just waiting for a few more people to show me. You got it? You got it there?
Yeah, almost. It's just loading. Okay.
Okay, you got it?
Oh, you have to put
As soon as you got it.
we got
Amy, you got it?
It's just loading.
inner
Okay.
space. Then we
So now,
Oh.
as soon as you got it, just show me, and I don't want you to look at it just yet. I want you to, instead of analyzing it, just get your attention away from that for a second, so that I can explain it to you a little easier. I'm going to get you to do some stuff, so you're going to look at it in a second, but you're still waiting for yours? Is the phone just slow, or?
Yeah, it is. I ordered a new one.
Okay. Does, Peter, do you have it? You guys all got it?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So, and anybody that's on the recording, like I said, go to DwayneGroomSeminars.com, go to Student Resources, go to PDFs, and click on, is it called Sales Income Converter?
Yeah.
Okay. Click on that. And can somebody give me their phone so I can show the camera? Just somebody bring it to me? Like, thank you. Thank you very much. So it looks like this, for those of you. Just go with that, okay? And you can see that on the first line, it says 200,000. So I want all of you, now listen very carefully. Do not do anything without me saying exactly what to do. Otherwise you have to start all over, or it'll just kind of mess it up. Okay, so I'm going to hand this back to you. There you go.
Thank you.
So for those of you who have never made 100,000 yet, change the 200,000 to 100,000 right now. Do that right now. And for those of you that have made over 100,000, leave it at 200. If there's any of you that have made 200, put 300. Okay? As soon as you have that done, put up your hand. Okay, good. Anybody else? It's just one number, right? So, you got it? Okay, so now look at the bottom line. For your number, if you look at the bottom line, it'll say how many conversations you need to have every day.
9.
Okay, so yours is at 9. Now, can I see yours for a second? If you look at, I need my glasses. Okay, so don't change nothing except that was line 1, yes? So line 1, leave the commission at 6,000. That'll include condos. And then what I want you to do is take a look at line 11. Number of contacts needed to obtain one listing appointment. What number does it say there?
25.
25. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
25.
25. you have to ask yourself, out of 10 conversations, if you're talking to somebody, doesn't matter if they say they do want to sell, they don't want to sell, out of 10 times, and I want you to tell me the number and I'll tell you what number to put in there. Out of 10 conversations, how many times do you offer to meet them? To go over whatever? Do you do it 100% of the time? Do you do it 50% of the time? Do you don't do it at all? You know, and give me a number. What's your number out of 10?
10.
You're 10 out of 10?
Yeah.
For sure?
Yeah.
Then change that number to 10 when I give it back to you. What's yours, Rishi? 10 out of 10? You do? Okay, I'll pass Amy. I can't hear him. So what would you say, Amy, out of 10 conversations? Hi, do you want to sell? Well, not right now. We're thinking of this and that. Well, what's the market like?
Probably
And then
half.
you're saying, well, the market's like, you know, so about half, right? So I would put yours to 20. Okay, how many would you say?
Oh,
Half, so put yours to 20. Peter?
7.
7 out of 10. Put yours to 18. Okay. You?
Yeah, 7.
7. Let's put yours to 18. And you?
7.
You sure you're exactly the same as him?
would be-
I do 8.
You're 8?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, put 20 for you. And next, how many out of 10? Would you do it all the time or just sometime?
6.
6. So put 18 for you as well. Okay, on your phone, because it's going to do a magical little trick here for you. And you?
6.
So put 18 or 20. Not on the form, in the app, or not the app, the digital version. You, I'm not sure if you're quite at 10 based on what you've told me.
You
I
say
would
what are you gonna do or
What, like,
what was the question
the
again?
question is, every time you're talking to someone on the phone,
Yeah.
if you talk to 10 people, how many times would you offer to meet with them?
Okay.
Is it 100% of the time? And I don't think anybody here would be at 100%. I mean, I might be, because I've been teaching it so long, but they will try to get you off track so easily. So if you're not sure, leave it at 25. So when you change that number, when you all get better and you're committed more, that number is smaller. And when the number is smaller, then the number at the bottom is smaller. So who had 18 or 15 to put in? Okay, when you put it in, what did the number change to? Did you put it in?
Yeah, it's still cheap.
Who's already done it is what I'm asking. Anybody? Okay, what did it change from and to?
I went from 4 to 3.
Yeah, well, hers went from 4 to 3 for 100,000. So when you guys are doing 200,000 bucks and you're taking 25 calls to get one listing appointment because you're talking too much, and you commit to doing it all the time and you change it to 10, you'll go from, like 10 or 15 conversations a day down to 7. So that's what's good about that. I don't want to call it an app. It's not an app. It's a program, Excel sheet on the website. So make sure, remember, the password's only good for a few weeks after the course. The idea is while you're in the course, you download everything from the site. Because to get access and new passwords, you got to be another student again, you have to pay, or you need to be in coaching. So get everything, and you don't, keep it in your email system, or you have a file that says real estate training, everything you can get from me and any other trainings you put into that system, and that filing on your computer, right? Okay? Okay, let's see. Any questions on the income converter? So what are the two main lines that are important to us? Line 1, which is how much you want to make, and line what?
16.
Yeah, how many conversations you need per day. Everything in between is based on how good you are with the training. How good are you and how committed are you? If you actually are wasting a lot of time by giving away information by email or phone or text, this probably wouldn't even apply. You'd have to change not 25 to 40. And the higher the number, the more people you have to talk to. But if you're not converting anyways, it doesn't matter how many people you talk to. You're just wasting your time. All right, next is you want to make sure that you follow the success formula that we taught you in lesson 1. Do you remember the success formula? Each week, bring in a what? Saleable listing. And number 2 was separate the lookers from the buyers. 3 was always use buyer's agency, or yours is called buyer brokerage. And number 4, show and sell your own inventory. That was the real estate success formula from lesson 1. The next thing is always use the bona fide appointment checklist. These are all time management tips, gang. Where is the bona fide appointment checklist?
On your
Prospect
prospecting
Yeah, on your prospecting track. And where's that?
On
Under
the
a
wall.
pile of paper in the corner?
No.
It's on your
Wall.
wall, right?
in front
When
of
you sit down to return calls or whatever, it's right in front of you. And the close to change,
To-ching.
to remember to book an appointment or offer. Even if they want to wait forever, even if they don't want to sell. Just say, you're ever curious about what's going on in the market? Yeah, if they say, if they say, no, I'm not, and all that, that's different. But, I mean, even, your goal shouldn't be just to book appointments to get listings and help people buy. Your goal is to also meet people. Especially to build your business, would you agree?
Yeah.
Your database has about 300 to 500 clients that you're sending a newsletter to in the mail, and about 2,000 people with your e-flyer, because that's a totally different thing. You could have 2,000 and barely get one sniff, like one acknowledgement, but you have a couple hundred every month in your newsletter, in the mail, and you're going to get a listing or a sale every month. Think about that. I was going somewhere with that. I think I was talking about the bona fide appointment checklist. Oh, yeah, it's about converting, yes? So the bona fide appointment checklist, after we've converted it into a face-to-face meeting, we needed to bona fide the appointment. Do you remember what's on that checklist? Because, I mean, you're looking at it every day. Really. First thing it said on it, it's on the bottom left of your prospecting track, yes? Number 1, it says all decision makers
Are present.
are present. Number 2 says they all want to
that.
sell. Number 3 said CMA info. Number 4 said what? Schedule enough
Time.
time. Number 5, how much they want or what price range home do they live in. And number 6, what's the balance of their mortgage. Okay, so that's a bona fide appointment checklist. You should always track your results as well. I have a results tracker. Now, if anybody's considering coaching, I just want you to know that a lot of the stuff that you hear me say, like track results, we have trackers. We have like that income converter type thing for a lot of things. That's to help people get the momentum going and to keep growing, of course, right? Because there's a lot you got in the 8-week program, but I don't just have one program, I have 2 programs. I have the 8-week productivity challenge, and I have ongoing momentum coaching. Now the people that are in coaching have to take the 8-week program, so at least that I know they know that stuff. Otherwise I can't coach them. And there's been a few that I've made the exception, and I said, okay, well, we'll teach you as we go, and holy cow, I'm definitely not charging enough. Like, that's a lot of work to teach this one-on-one, would you agree? Teaching this one-on-one, I mean, you just can't, right? So, hence we have some recordings now, so that may help for that. Analyze and weed out all the time. You gotta better yourself all the time. Finish what you started as well. Finish what you started all the time. And, oops, there's that. I didn't realize I had that up there. It's good to know. So, this is back on this here. Some of you changed this to 100, and then this might have changed to 4. And then this number here, if you're not committed to offering a meeting every time, you have to leave this at 25. If you, even no matter what they said, if you said, well, hey, let's do this, let's get together, I can go over this, that, even if they said no, but you tried every time to offer, if you change that to 10, this number here would change to, for 200, it would change to 4. You only have to talk to 4 people. This is all hit. You know how we do the back end sort of thing? You make it where you change one number, another one changes. So it's all like that. Like these numbers here, you won't change. Some people, there's some other numbers on yours on the side here. It says 75% listings, 25% buyers. If somebody thinks it's 50-50, they might change the 50-50s if you looked at your phone. Don't look at them now, just put them away. But this is a pretty good sheet for you, isn't it?
Yes.
You know? Let's see here. Use technology. Always use a to-do list. Just check on your neighbor there, please. Always-
What was 7?
Oh, didn't it come up? I thought I'd seen it. Yeah, it said, oh, separate the lookers from the buyers. Yeah, I said that a couple times. So you got that? Separate the lookers from the buyers. I think you got it because I just said it, so that's fine. And then we had a few other ones here. So how does it save you time by separating lookers from the buyers? You know, what's a looker? Somebody that's not qualified, that's not committed to you, that's not motivated, and there's no timeline here. What should we do with them? Should we meet them at properties every time they call?
No.
No, don't. And some of you say, well, I got time to do that. You're just creating bad habits, and eventually it's going to be a bad experience. There's a number of different bad experiences that can happen. So separate the lookers from the buyers. Always use technology, but don't use it to replace. And what do you think is the best way to, for example, present an offer? To present it to your sellers in person, or to email it to them and talk to them about it on the phone?
In person.
Do you think in person is the best?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many realtors do you think actually do that?
Not many.
Not many. I hope it comes back, because you actually save time. In fact, when people hear me even teaching it nowadays, it's like, oh, we don't do that. But more deals than ever are falling apart in history. And now, right? So, you know, I was thinking about that. I was thinking, you know, when I'm teaching, I asked you guys if you want me to teach you the best way to do real estate or the second best way. You said the best way. And I was actually not listening to you by mistake. I made a mistake. I actually started talking about presenting offers by what normally is done, but it wasn't the best way. A lot of stuff that's going on right now is not the best way to do real estate. Isn't that interesting? So, always use a to-do list, and maybe consider using a not-to-do list. The more meticulous and picky you are with little checklists and little activities and little things in place, the more money you'll make and the less time you'll work. What do you think of that? Every time you cut a corner, every time you hear something like this and go, oh, that's not a big deal, you're going to pay the price. Guaranteed. You're going to pay the price. You won't notice it until after. It's hindsight's 20/20. Yes, your vision. It's when you look back and you go, oh, I don't know. I just coach a lot of people, like I said. It comes up a lot today because it's the end of the course, and a lot of things we've talked about. You know, I'm doing it with coaching clients, and one guy I'm coaching, he did about 45 deals last year. Not bad, hey? And he wants me to get him to 75. And another guy I coached, he was at 45, wanted to get to 65. I got him to 70, and in the second year we got him to 100. And in his third year now with me, he's at 100 again. And there's a way to do that. Like, who would like to do 100? Who would like to do 200? Did you know that the person that does 100 actually works less than the guy that does 50? And the guy that does 50 works less hours than the guy that does 30? And if you're thinking like a job mentality, that's the opposite. Doesn't make sense, right? So, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, Drew got on with me. You don't know who he is, so I don't mind saying his first name. And he says, I had a deal that I kept together this weekend. And he goes, you know what? I was so upset with the other realtor, and I was so upset with my seller. I think it was his seller. I'm not sure. But his comments were that he was really upset with them. It seemed like everybody was working against me the whole time. But his last comment was, but I think I kind of set it all up myself. He said, I didn't kind of like stay step by step. I didn't let everybody know how the next thing is and what we're supposed to do next. And he said, so we talked about it. It really is us that sets the stage. What did we say earlier? You decide what you're going to do with your
Time.
You're not going to let anybody else take control of your time, right? If you go by that, because I can assure you there's at least one person in this room that's going to have some buyer or seller tell them they want this or that, and they're going to tell them what to do, and they're going to jump and do exactly what the buyer or seller told them to do, and they're going to be busy for weeks on end, and then it's going to all fall apart. And they're going to get nothing. Guarantee it. You don't want that to be you, right? Is that right, gang? So, back on this, use a to-do list, and what's the benefit of using a not-to-do list? Isn't that's groundbreaking in my opinion. That comes from Good to Great by Jim Collins. Did we talk about that book last week?
Yeah.
He says a not-to-do list will help you to break some habits. You know, stop playing solitaire at the office. You know, stop wasting time at wherever or whatever. You know, like, if we had time, I'd ask you to write down 5 things that you're doing right now that you want to stop doing. And yeah, you could say quit smoking or drinking, or you could say quit, you know, hanging out with this friend, or quit watching these shows, or quit eating this. Instead, we're used to putting start doing this, start doing that, but he's saying do both. Put down your to-do list, what you got to do for work, what you want to do for personal and family, and put over here what you got to stop doing. I'd be curious to see how many people would actually do it, because it is very powerful. How many of you got some of those books that I mentioned last week, or looked up on Amazon and tried to order a few? Yeah. And was it the E-Myth maybe?
Yeah.
You looked
Yes.
up, and Good to Great? I hope you get them all. They will help you so much. 2 of your office listings, now don't overcomplicate this thing. This just means that when you guys have your office meetings, you might consider seeing if the office can go see, it's like a caravan, go see anything that's within a 5-mile radius. Or at least share with the office listings. And even if somebody wants to see one of the video tours or something like that. Whereas previewing properties, I don't agree with. And that's where you'll see some new people, every time there's a new listing with any company, they got to set up a showing and go see it, but they don't even have a buyer. I don't really agree with that. I think that you should get a buyer first and then set up your showings, okay? Waste time, honestly. So if you're just at the office here twiddling your thumbs doing nothing, you may as well go sit in that back room there and do nothing, same thing. I mean, if you're in here doing nothing and you went back in that room and did nothing, how long do you think you'd sit in there in that back room? Not very long, right? So it's the same idea, you're just wasting time. So delegate everything you can possible to technology, but that's not to replace certain things. And prospecting in the evening or Saturday mornings. And holy cow, the time's going really fast. I got a motor here. Number 14, I don't think you'll do, so we'll just skip it. We'll just skip it and go right into what I call as if you can. Sounds good? Or does somebody want that?
Yeah.
Oh, who wants it? Oh, just you 3? Oh, I can just tell you later. That's no problem. Nobody else over here wants it? Oh, you guys want it too? Okay. Let me give it to you. The reason I said I don't think anybody wants it is because I don't think you'll do it. I don't think you guys will do it. Do you think you'll do it?
Yeah.
When you're finished your day,
I do it.
clean off your desk and make your to-do list.
Yeah.
So I made a big point of it, a little showmanship here, just to say, you know, you probably won't do it, so why should I give it to you?
Yes.
But some of you said you do it. I want all of you to do it. What's the benefit of cleaning off your desk and making your to-do list at the end of the day? Well, it guarantees you'll sleep well, and you won't think about business. When we said when you're sleeping, we want to make sure you're not thinking about what?
Business.
Business. And it'll guarantee you'll have the best start to the next day. So let me go over this part here, if you can. Now before I move to the next segment, okay, we'll just go over this. It's called If You Can. So why don't you watch the screen there. I took the liberty of writing it down for you in your manual already, so don't look at your manual at all. It's all there already. Look up here. It'll be a little more fun to kind of go over it with you. Sounds good?
Yes.
So it just says, if you can start your day without caffeine, if you can get going without pep pills, and if you can always be cheerful, ignoring aches and pains, and if you can resist complaining and boring people with your troubles, if you can eat the same food every day and be grateful for it, and if you can understand when loved ones are too busy to give you any time, and when you can give a friend's when you can forgive a friend's lack of consideration, and if you can overlook it when those you love take it out on you when no fault of yours something goes wrong, and if you can take criticism and blame without resentment, and if you can ignore a friend's limited education and never correct them, if you can resist treating a rich friend better than a poor friend, and if you can face the world without lies and deceit, and if you can conquer tension without medical help, if you can relax without liquor, and if you can sleep without the aid of drugs, and if you can honestly say that deep down in your heart you have no prejudice against creed or color, religion, or politics, then my friend, you're almost as good as your dog or cat. That's so true. Anybody have dogs here? Nobody? I have 2 dogs. Nobody here has a dog at all? Anybody have a cat? Nobody has a dog or a cat? Well, that's surprising. A lot of people have dogs and cats. So every day when I come home, my dogs are so happy to see me. I have to calm them down, and I could go and walk back to let's say I forgot something with my phone in the truck. So when I get in the house, they're all happy and everything, right? And then I forgot something. I'll go back to the truck. I'll come back, and when they greet me again, 2 seconds later, they're the same. No, my kids don't treat me like that. My grandkids do, though. My granddaughter, anyways. So, interesting, hey? So let's get into writing an offer, shall we? Okay, thank you. I got one. Let's see if we can get another. So, first thing I want to do is I just want to go over some of the future stuff that's going on. So if you can pass one of these around to everybody. This is on, hey? Yep. So pass that around. So first thing I want to do is let you know about future seminars. And this, in the new year, I'm going to be in 4 cities in Western Canada, which includes your city. I'll be back. So this flyer here, if you want to photocopy a few and pass them out to other people, on February 22nd, I'll be in Northeast Calgary here doing a free training session, so all of you should attend. You have to register, so you can either send this flyer back or you can go to our website and register. It's all set up. Sounds good? And if you know of anybody that's going to be in the other Canadian cities, are Vancouver on the 23rd, Edmonton on the 24th, Winnipeg's on the 21st. And for about 2 years after that, or at least for the fall season, I'll be teaching in the US, in Phoenix, San Diego, and Santa Clarita, which is places I've set up. All right? So ideally, the best thing, yeah, you can just register on the website. Might be better. That way you could actually give that to somebody. So don't fill it out for yourself, if you don't mind. Because if you give it to somebody, then they can use it, okay? So did some of you start filling it out? I hope not. All right. So if somebody did, does anybody have one that's not filled out? Because I just think most of you
I have
did.
all of them.
So you haven't filled out?
Nope.
Okay, then we'll get the office to photocopy the ones, and the ones that did fill out, you can just throw those out. Okay? And so go to the website and register. All right, sounds good. And let's see what else we have. No, I guess that's it. I just wanted to let you know what's coming up, and then we're going to go into writing an offer, presenting an offer, a little bit about some options for you, and then what else I got to announce? Oh yeah, this is for the coaching. All right, so let's see what we have here for writing an offer. Step 1, get your best offer first. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Why do you think it's best to get your best offer first? What do you think?